One of the biggest challenges new DMs face is how to tell a cohesive story without railroading players into one or two paths. How do you plan for a game where the players can do anything? In my opinion, one reason this is a struggle for so many people is because they're prepping lines instead of points. They don't just know where they want the plot to end up, they know exactly how to get there too. Picture your campaign like a big map, and the party is going on a road trip. You know where you want to stop. Atlanta, Nashville, Philadelphia, but there are so many different streets you could take to get there. No two road trips will follow the exact same path. And in the end, it doesn't matter if one friend wants to detour to see the world's biggest horseshoe, or another has a mortal enemy in Charlotte they need to kill. Totally hypothetical, but you can still get to your destinations while letting them have some control over what you do along the way. You can use the same logic for D&D. When prepping a story, too often dungeon masters try to connect the dots as neatly as possible. It's not enough to know that the players will start in a tavern, find their way to the library where there's a secret map, and then enter the Dungeon of Darkness in the forest surrounding town. No, they need to plot out exactly what happens in between. The party will first go to the Thieves Guild, who'll tell them the library is behind on their payments. That will lead them to roll in the debt collector, who'll play them in cards for the library's secret backroom code, which is the only way they can break in, by the way. Then after they've got the map, they'll need to talk to Bonnie the Bold to get it decrypted. She's the only person smart enough who can. Don't even try, wizard. And then they'll only learn about her from her brother Ronnie, the town's blacksmith, so really they have to go to him first. And then they can find the dungeon. When you start trying to connect every dot and dictate exactly how your players solve every challenge or find each clue, the moment your party goes off course, you're lost. I'm not saying you shouldn't plan for one or two ways the players could get between your story beats, but when you're relying on them following just those set paths, you're setting yourself up to fail. Instead, being flexible and willing to adapt your plans to the party's interests will make your games run way smoother. Here's an example. I wanted my players to end up outside the city in a desert, trying to recover a bit of rare loot that had been lost. I had originally planned for there to be a quest giver in the town's gambling hall, and after playing a few rounds, he'd ask for their help finding it. So of course, my party avoided the casino altogether. Instead, they went shopping, and when they started looking for ways to get a discount, I had the creepy shopkeeper bring up the loot instead, as a way to trade for some items they wanted. In the end, they still fought a bunch of sand snakes like I had prepped, but by being open to letting them choose their paths, the story was as much theirs as mine. Being able to adjust on the fly takes practice, and even after years of using this approach, I still stumble sometimes. It's really easy to get stuck on one path and become flustered when the party has their own ideas. But I think part of the desire to plan out every little detail comes from a lack of confidence. The fear that when your players stray from your one perfect line, everything will fall apart. So what's helped me think better on my feet is altering the way that I prep. Besides my plot points and encounters, I try to get a good grasp of the different locations my players will be visiting. Things like where they can go shopping in each town, or what the forest they're traveling through is like. Who are the major NPCs that could be resources for info? By giving myself a really solid baseline and a better understanding of the places they're visiting, it makes it much easier to loop my players back in when they go way off course. Sure, I know they need to end up at a graveyard, and maybe I thought they'd get there after talking with the local barkeep. But when they decide to go somewhere else, I've already done the work of thinking through what other people, places, and things they might encounter in town. So instead of using my mental capacity to render a whole city as they explore, I can focus on how to get them back on track in a way that feels natural. If they go to the butcher, maybe one of his patrons is complaining about weird noises coming from the cemetery. Or if they visit the potion maker, he'll ask them to deliver a tonic to a few folks who have fallen ill. And you guessed it, they live near the graveyard. Hell, maybe the town drunk heard a rumor about zombies. These aren't things I thought of beforehand, but because I did prep the people and places, I can spend my time during the session reacting to my players' ideas and figuring out how to reroute them to what I planned. And if I really can't come up with anything, the butcher can just tell them the barkeep might know more. It doesn't have to be difficult. One final word of warning, you could spend hours, days trying to plan out every single pass your players could take, and how every NPC in the capital, for some reason, wants them to go to the castle. And hey, having a few backups for your main idea isn't a bad plan. Those ones I mentioned, like the butcher and potion maker, could have been prepped hooks. But I guarantee that no matter how many times they follow your pre-written lines, they'll find a way to go off the rails eventually. And all that time you spent worrying and writing, coming up with a million scenarios, could have been used to make the rest of your game even better. By having faith, you'll be able to adapt in the moment. So in short, trust yourself. Trust that you don't need endless notes, one perfect road, and the most compliant players on the planet. You know the destination, but the journey will be more fun when everyone has a say. That's it for this one. I'd love to hear how you keep your campaigns off the rails but running smoothly in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like is always appreciated. And if you want to see more, you should subscribe to the Barnes College. I make videos all about D&D, DMing, and everything in between, so stick around. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.